And meanwhile, the other companions are gonna do nothing.
Can I at least wave to my friends?
We're
He
not
waved.
even in this cutscene.
Who the hell is that guy you're saluting?
Man, the end of this game sucks so much ass.
Man.
Someone who's beat it 3 times now, it has not gotten any better.
Yeah, you definitely. I realize you definitely need to get those statues, huh?
Spoiler alert, I spoke to a friend who did shell out and got those statues. You still don't appear as a statue in the end cutscene.
What?
I know, how fucked is that? Alright, let's go final thoughts here. I like the story of my character a lot. I like that he started as a Vlaakith guy, blah blah blah.
Nothing makes it's so weird that the game is multiplayer, but then that last cutscene feels so single player.
I agree.
Yeah.
That part I do not love. Like,
the reason that Tom asked you if he could get the killing blow is because if you killed it, you would have been in that cutscene.
Oh, really?
And you would have been talking to Lae'zel, and you wouldn't have had the same interaction.
we did a game where I romanced Gale, and Travis got the killing blow, and he got the final conversation with Gale.
And had zero rapport with
Had
Gale.
zero
so Gale was
rapport
like,
with him.
Cool, man. I guess I'll talk to you later.
So he's like,
Wow.
Gale, blah, 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 you should do this. And Gale's like, why the fuck would I listen to you? You've never even spoke to me. Meanwhile, my guy's literally just sitting in the background watching the love of his life
I mean, my
saunter off.
favorite part about that is that our characters weren't even in the background.
Yeah,
We
we
literally just got deleted from that last scene.
were
So
little.
I mean, they're
glowing
literally...
guys.
What the fuck, Larian?
I mean, it was bugs. Like you're just like little auras glowing is pretty bad. Like, everybody likes to see their own character appear in a cutscene.
Compared to Divinity, which I don't know if you've beaten that game, Patrick. It just kind of you kind of go through just like a weird recap slideshow of like the status you left everything, but nothing that really you did kind of shows up. You don't have
Well,
that same thing. Even companions are just like,
I would have liked to see that status thing, though.
yeah,
I would have
like
liked...
at least a reminder, like the Druid Grove is doing good now, and the
Yeah,
Shadowlands
it's just like
are still shadow.
The Shadowlands are still
90%
fucked, but luckily
90%
no
of
one
this
lives
shit
there.
you don't get to know about.
Yeah, there's so many cool characters that don't get any closure, which is kind of a bummer. Like,
Mole, the fuck, she's just mad.
yeah, it's a lot of closure that you don't get. Kind of the bummer about like the ending is like, so we skipped. I would say we skipped 45% of Act 3, like Baldur's Gate itself. Maybe like 40%, 35, something like that.
Yeah,
We skipped a huge chunk of it, but like it's kind of annoying because like without the
Just
grand
so you know,
sweeping
Jackson,
closure,
there is no upper city. That is
Yeah,
the
I
upper
know.
city.
Yeah, I figured
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
it's just without the grand sweeping closure, it's kind of just like, all right, well, why the fuck
it's
would
like
I run
it's
around?
kind of our fault though because we didn't do anything with any companions other than Lae'zel, and we got the Lae'zel storyline and it was awesome, and I appreciated
Yeah.
her thing at the end. That was cool.
I am-
We got closure for her.
I'm very satisfied with Lae'zel's story. Oh, you get a 30-second clip of you guys climbing on a dragon. What's her goal from the start of the game? So that's cool.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, it just sucks that when you're playing a multiplayer game like that, like our characters literally just got.
It definitely. I mean, you've beaten
Because even
a
if you
single
played
player
with
game.
even if you played with 2 people, say you had Lae'zel and then Jackson had I don't know Karlach,
True.
but you got the killing blow, it would have been you talking to Karlach as well. Like
True,
it wouldn't
if-
have it wouldn't have
if
given
we-
Tyrell a special cutscene with.
If we
Karlach.
did that idea that we had where we have a rotating fourth party member where each of us could like romance and like complete their story or whatever, it wouldn't work in that final cutscene as is because like you said, only one fucking person gets to talk to him.
Tom had the idea that it should be like you should spawn in an area at that dock and you should be able to walk around and click on who you want to click on if you want to talk to them.
And all your allies that were there before the fight, if they survived, should also be there so you can check in with them. Like, I want to be able to like go
it's like-
fist bump Volo and be like, let's fucking go, Volo, we
Yeah,
did
it's like oh, Dame Aelin, super fucking awesome character.
Oh
you
yeah.
don't get any closure with her.
Yeah,
Now
like,
I see what you mean. Now I
Can
kind
I,
of see. What
can
you
I get one
Yeah.
final like let me like treat it like a campground. Like have some cool music playing where
Like, even
the
if you have Dame Aelin and Isabel alive, they don't show up at the end there.
and they should have a thing where it's like Orpheus or the Emperor or whoever you chose to side with has a little exclamation mark over their head, and when you talk to them, it should give you one final thing. Are you sure you want to start this conversation? There's no turning back, and that is when you get to go into the long cutscene. Because it's always a bummer when like the last action you get to take in a game is just killing the guy, and then your hands are off the keyboard for the next 6 minutes. It's just kind of annoying.
It's just so like, yeah, it's so abrupt too.
It's really crazy for an
80... You're like fighting. Oh, this thing has 300 health. Kill it. Cutscene where you literally had like 1 or 2 dialogue choices and the game's over. Whoa, what?
It's really crazy in an 80-hour game for the ending to feel as rushed as it was, I think. I really like the part with the 4 dream summons and the dragon. That fight's awesome. The second phase where you're just hitting a 300 health punching bag that doesn't really do anything back to you, that's not epic. That is just like, that's like a, what are we doing here?
Act 2 is the...
I think that's the final flex.
I think Act 2 is my favorite part of the game because your characters are strong, but they're not level 12 like super strong. And the Ketheric Thorn fight is like still the best boss fight in the game.
You broke up, Jackson. Did you say something?
No, I don't know if Act 1 is my favorite. I liked Act 3.
James having a good time.
He's doing something. He's talking to goblins right now.
He's in Act 1.
No, he's talking to goblins in Act 2.
Yeah, I think my problem with it is that once you get to like the higher levels, your characters just get too like, obviously playing on Tactician is going to change it, but it's like you just like, I remember in early access being level 5, we felt like demigods. It's like by the time you're level 12, nothing can fucking touch you.
Yeah, especially I remember thinking,
because they just give you scrolls. They're just like, here's these level 6 spells scrolls. Here's the staff that lets you cast level 6 spells for free 3 times a day.
Yeah. I definitely remember thinking at level 5, I was like, man, if we kick this much ass now, what is level 12 going to be like? And sure enough, you're unkillable.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, okay, realistically, you should be able to cast Chain Lightning like 3 times a day if you're short resting in between every fight.
You know, the last 2 levels of the game, like level 11 and 12, was kind of like added that very late into development. They wanted to cap at 10 for the longest time, but they just heard a lot of people really wanted to be higher. But they're like, we're not going to 20. We're going to give you 12.
Like, yeah, I definitely want to hold my judgments until Tactician, but I'll say like level 1 through 5, like I feel like the game is, I don't know. I don't personally like 1 through 4 very much. I feel like 5 is right when you kind of get the stride and you feel like you can like do stuff.
Yeah, I remember when you play Paper 5e, if you don't start your party at level 3 when you start a new campaign, you're being cruel because the first 2 levels are nothing. They're non-starter.
You don't even like
levels.
have your class.
You have basically 0 customizations as a character. You're just a running around punching beat stick. You don't really get a character until level 3, which in this game, I mean, that's like until you reach the Druid Grove, basically. It's like around the Harpies. If you do everything right, you'll be level 3 by the Harpies. Now, overall review of the game, fucking god tier. The game's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, don't.
Yeah.
The shitty indie is not going to stop me from playing this game like 100 times.
I don't even think the ending was that shitty. I think
it wasn't that bad.
There's places where it can be better, but there's definitely like, though. I think one of the things to remember is that like with the ending, there's so many permutations.
There are like I think they said there's like 1,800 technical different ways the game could end.
Well, because like you wouldn't have those Githyanki sayings. You wouldn't have those sayings if you weren't a Githyanki and an Illithid. You wouldn't have those sayings, of course, if you just weren't an Illithid in general. Like, there's a fucking lot.
Like, yeah, I mean, you could be a Deep Gnome and free Orpheus, and turn like, and it's definitely much different. I'm very, very satisfied with the Githyanki playthrough, especially when you roleplay way too much and take it super serious and pick every Githyanki option. Yeah, I'm hoping that, and I would encourage, I want to do this, but I encourage anybody watching and us to like treat it like a bug report where you say, hey, in the final cutscene, my character was invisible. And while we're at it, it would have been really cool, blah, 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 blah. And just tell them what you want, because Larian read responses, and they're very, 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 very good at feedback.
I think people are aware. I think people have been vocal about it. I've heard a few people disappointed with the ending so far. And like they've already
literally
modified.
my only complaint with the game, other than like bugs which can be fixed, but it's like my only gripe with like the core game is that the ending is so abrupt.
Yeah, I mean, I like Act 3 is great. It is
Yeah.
definitely the buggiest act by far, but because it's like a technological like marvel that it can even exist.
I keep just thinking back to
Oh my
Divinity
God,
2 and how
James.
it launched compared to how
I'm
it
coming
is,
for
and like
you.
especially
Oh my
the final
God.
act.
Yeah,
Like
they're
that's
not the
basically
same
one of the big
games.
I think
it's
it was
ridiculous.
Tom that was saying that this is the worst version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the worst version of the game ever, which is insane because it's so fucking good. The only Act 1 I feel like is god tier. Other than like the limitations of 5th edition, Act 1 is great. Act 2 is awesome if you're down with the vibe of like the dark gloominess, which luckily we all are. And then Act 3 again, it's amazing, but the bugs kind of like what we did. It's just like, you guys just want to beat the game now? Like, I'm kind of down, just beat the game. Because there's not a lot of encouragement to 100% Baldur's Gate, especially once you hit max level. You hit max level, you're just like, what am I doing? Why am I going to go complete quests?
Yeah.
I have all the best gear I'm ever going to have. I have all the money in the world. I'm the max level. Like,
Yeah, it's like
do I
once you
even
hit that
need
point
to
where
go
you,
meet
like,
Minx?
you're wearing the same gear for like ever, because it's just like you found the gear that's perfect for you, and there's no reason to change.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see some sort of encouragement to do Act 3. Like, unless you're like have Jaheira in your party and you're trying to recruit Mints, like that's a whole big section that we didn't even touch. One, because Jaheira was dead, but two, because
Yeah.
two, because it's just like we don't need Minsk. Like we have Lae'zel, we're not gonna swap her out, so we just kind of skip that part. But
yeah, I'll definitely say this game is really fucking good. And the only reason I'm not playing it more is because I know I'm playing it too much. So I'm like deliberately like stopping.
The only thing that stops me from playing this game is trying to balance putting out content and playing it at the same time, because my god, I just want to keep playing it forever. And I have a theory that they're going to come out with like goodie bags, where it's going to make the first one it's going to add like 20 different faces and all kinds of new hairstyles and stuff. I bet you they're going to add a new character. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a goblin or something, because nothing encourages people more to replay the game more than to like make a new origin character that everybody wants to try out.
Yeah.
In addition to all kinds of other fucking stuff. Like, they just go so hard. Especially with all the records they break and all the 10 out of 10 reviews they're getting. Like, they're going to ride that wave for so long.
Yeah.
And they're also not going to stop until this game is released on mobile.
I don't know about that.
That's what Larian does, dude. They release a game on every single possible platform. You can play Divinity 2 on your fucking phone right now.
I don't believe you.
I'm going to look it up. First playthrough and review, not bad. Fucking loved our party. Those characters are legendary.
Yeah, I'm a little sad. I love that character to death.
Mm-hmm. I love Lae'zel. She'll always be my favorite companion. She's just so awesome. And I think her development when you go this route is very, very cool. I'd be curious to see what it would look like if you did a different route. But I think this is her true ending, where it couldn't have gone better, and I love that. Congratulations, guys, on our first campaign. We fucking did it.
Yeah.
I'm very satisfied, and I can't wait to play again. All right, everybody. Love you. Thanks for watching and coming along for the entire thing. And we'll catch ya next adventure. Bye.